Well, the Academy Awards are over, and it will be another 9 months before we see another film dealing with suicidal writers or gothic epics. We've got comedies on the menu for a while, movies that exist only to put a smile on your face. And considering in the real-life horrors we're living in, I think that's probably all for the good. One of the more popular themes is the story of the man who would be king. In the 90s, it was Eddie Murphy as the distinguished gentleman. And the 80s, it was Peter Sellers in Being There. Now comedian Chris Rock is on deck, and the new DreamWorks release, Head of State.
My character is Mays Gilliam, an alderman from a very poor part of Washington, D.C. And his only hook is he tells the truth. It is the hook of his character. It's kind of like a Ross Perot type character. He's got nothing to lose, and he doesn't think about the repercussions of what he says. He just wants to help people. He's not really a politician. He's just a guy that helps people out.
Who are these people again?
The Urban Business Board.
Okay, I'm ready.
What are your plans for Social Security?
Give it to old people.
What are your plans for global warming?
Globalized too.
You the man.
You the woman.
Mays, I want to introduce you to Chester Norris Allen.
Hey.
He owns a bottling plant in D.C. And I spoke to him about our problem.
We've got a nice check for you.
Sorry, but we can't take your money because you guys sell malt liquor to kids.
I do no such thing.
Oh, come on, man. It's orange beer with a nipple top. Now, who's that for? It's crib malt liquor, man.
Bernie Mac plays my brother, Mitch. Bernie Mac, just like me, he tells the truth. He's a bail bondsman from Chicago. And because I can't trust anybody else in the party, I ask him to be my vice president.
What about NATO? How do you feel about NATO?
I never met NATO. I never met NATO. I don't know nothing about it. I don't talk about people behind their back.
NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
You didn't say that. I thought you were talking about the guy. I know this guy named NATO Jacobs.
But you have to know these things. If you're running for public
Do you know
office,
NATO Jacobs?
Do
you know NATO Jacobs?
I know what NATO is.
Do you know NATO Jacobs?
I'm sorry, I haven't met the gentleman.
That's what I said. Didn't I say that? You don't know nothing about NATO? I don't know nothing about NATO.
As far as stand-up comedians go, Chris Rock is the best there is. He's easily this generation's answer to Richard Pryor or Lenny Bruce. But his previous film projects have missed that cutting edge that makes Chris Rock, Chris Rock. I guess the same could be said for Head of State. There's a lot to point out about the film, like the comedy is uneven, the timing is pretty choppy, and the political satire really isn't that strong. But I'd be a liar to admit that I didn't laugh all the way through it. And I guess laughing is the only critique of a comedy that really matters. 2.5 stars for Head of State, and it's now playing in area theaters.
If you want to learn more about the Front Row, you can find us at one spot. We're at KQ2.com. Just look for the Front Row icon for expanded reviews, plus theaters and showtimes. And we'll catch you next time right here on the Front Row. Until then, I'm Bob Shultz for KQ2.